Hello and welcome to the Chef's Kitchen Restaurant Edition. We're here today at Nordon Preferred Kitchen Equipment Studios, and joining me in the kitchen today is Chef Jonathan Cartwright. He's the chef over at the Inn at Dos Brisas in Washington, Texas. Welcome.
Thank you. Cool.
Of course. What are we making today?
We're going to do a little bit of Gulf snapper, and because we have a rather large farm at the inn, we have an organic farm there, we're going to combine it with some of our vegetables that are growing right now, some baby fennel, a little bit of scallion, tomatoes in particular, and a little bit of pepper and a little bit of a spicy pepper because we're in Texas. So,
Oh, absolutely. Well, let's get started.
Wonderful. So we'll start, we're going to make a little tomato salsa, or just a very simple olive oil and tomato sauce to go on our snapper.
These are beautiful tomatoes too. I say tomato, you say tomato.
That's right. You know, our farmer Steve, he loves tomatoes. He grows great tomatoes, and some of his favorites brought with us today.
Do you know the names of these varieties?
These are purple Cherokee, and we have some Brandywine tomatoes, which are his favorite. They're heirloom tomatoes, so you know, growing them is always very difficult. And
yes,
even in our beautiful Texas climate, we have a wonderful system and great farming, and everything is organic. We have beautiful horse stables as well, so we're very lucky, very fortunate to have a wonderful environment to create in.
That's fantastic. Now, that's a very strange Texas accent that you have. Is Texas where you're originally from?
No, originally I'm from Great Britain, from England, but for a lot of my life here in the United States of America, I was up in Kennebunkport, Maine, on the East Coast.
What were you doing there?
I was at a restaurant called the White Barn Inn, another Relin Chateau member, and the Inn at Dos Brisas is also a member of Relin Chateau.
Now, tell me about Relin Chateau.
This is an organization where we're all affiliated. They're all privately owned hotels or restaurants, very focused on cuisine and the quality of cuisine. And we have over 500 properties worldwide that are members, and some of the finest restaurants in the world are members with us. So we're very fortunate. We collaborate a lot, and we have a lot of camaraderie in that. And whenever you go there, you'll always find a unique place to stay and a very personalized service where people really care about the quality of cuisine, the origin of the product, and have a wonderful time.
And how many Relin Chateaus are there in the United States?
Oh, that's a good question. I think we're the second largest in the Relin Chateau organization. I think we have about 60 properties now in North America.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Now, tell me what you're doing with these tomatoes. Your knife work is just absolutely incredible.
So we're going to take them and we just blanch them so we could peel them. And then you can use the whole tomato.
Sure.
If I was at home with the children and everybody, we'd eat everything. Or you can use the tomato for something else, the seeds inside. But we're just going to dice it up to mix it with a little bit of pepper, a little bit of herb, salt, and a little bit of olive oil. And then we're going to just drizzle that on the fish for the beautiful flavor.
Stay tuned for more from the Chef's Kitchen Restaurant Edition.
Nordon, it's fantastic. There's a lot of space, it's high-tech equipment. The ovens are phenomenal. I can't wait to own one.
This is a very traditional French technique that you're doing, the concassé.
Yeah, of course. A lot of you know, our techniques here in that we use at the hotel, at the restaurant, are European-based. You know, we have nice pasta dishes because that's a great way to use the vegetables again.
Oh, sure.
With us on the farm, and so you know, a lot of European techniques are used. And you know, we combine it with a little bit of American flair and a little bit of Texas. You know, we're going to add a little bit of pepper to it now.
Yeah,
so
see, we've got some chilies here.
we do. We have some baby peppers there, and then we have a little bit of spicy pepper here that adds a little bit of heat to it. If you don't like the heat, you don't have to put those in. So,
I love the heat. You can make it as spicy as you want for me.
Well, not make it too spicy. We don't want to overpower the fish and the flavors of the vegetables that we got there. We want to enhance it, like everything we do.
And I love how you're really utilizing so many of the local ingredients that you have in Texas with the Gulf snapper and the chilies, obviously.
Most certainly, you know, it's very important to us that we use what we have around us, you know, and I think being an organic farm is important to us, and that is also in the way that we resource things being very important to us. And for us, you know, the proteins are important, where we get them from and where we source them and how we do them. You know, we have chickens on the property,
Nice.
so we have all our own eggs, and everything that we can do on property, we do like to keep it with us.
Those farm fresh eggs make such a difference in your cooking.
When you really get fresh ingredients like that, you realize how beautiful everything is.
Very true. And you have to do so much less to make their food taste great when you work with great ingredients.
Exactly, and that's you know, here is the same principle on this dish that we're putting together today. We're just going to add a little bit of salt to that.
This is just kosher salt. I see you have two different kinds of salt here.
Yeah, we use usually a little bit of kosher salt for general seasoning and preparing things. But we like to finish with a little bit of Malden sea salt.
Love
So this
this
is
stuff.
English sea salt.
Yes.
You know.
So you have to bring in a little bit of
Of
your
course,
English flair to
you do.
the dish.
So we're going to put that on one side for a little bit later on. We'll
Okay.
pop that onto the dish.
And was that parsley you put in?
But we put in a little bit of parsley. We
Okay.
put in a little bit of basil. There, you can put other herbs in. We're going to add a little bit more herbs as we plate up the dish. So now we're going to get going and prepare some of the vegetables. We're going to start with a little bit of garlic, just to give it a little bit of flavor. And then when you're using the mandolin, just need to be very careful. It's obviously a very sharp for us.
You could do this with a knife also if you wanted to.
You could do it with a knife. You don't
Or-
have to do it with a mandolin or anything like that.
Even if you were in jail in Goodfellas, you could use the razor blade to slice your garlic. Have you seen
I
that?
haven't been to jail yet, but could happen in Texas, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm sure.
Some of these, but I hope you've not been to jail.
Not yet.
You just saw it
Not
on
yet.
just saw it on the movies.
So this is a sweet bell pepper that you're using?
This is, yes.
Okay. They're absolutely beautiful. Now here in Pennsylvania, we won't have these peppers and tomatoes until well into the summer. You're very lucky having the
That's
nice
right.
warm climate.
We do. We have a great growing season there in Texas. I haven't been there through the summer yet, but they tell me it gets
you're in for a
rather
treat.
warm. But we even have some areas that we shade so we can continue growing in that period of time.
Oh, fantastic. A lot of things you can't grow in the hot, hot heat. I know chilies and tomatoes do really well, but things like fennel and the spring onions, a lot of cooler weather crops would probably struggle in that hot heat.
Yes, they do. So we're going to slice everything together. The only thing we're keeping a little bit separate is the garlic. And we're going to add that to a little bit of olive oil.
All right.
And as soon as we're finished blanching there, we can move that. And we can just, so all I want to do is just warm it through, because everything really is very fresh and raw for this dish. It's just what I say is just a little bit wilted.
Stay tuned for more from Nordon Preferred Kitchen Equipment.
This is my first time at Nordon, and it's been an absolutely incredible experience. The equipment is top-notch, from the induction burners to this. I mean, this stove gave off incredible heat, but wasn't hot to me. This deck oven is beautiful. I mean, a plancha. The variety of products that they have is incredible.
So you're not looking to really get any color or caramelization on the garlic?
No, not
Okay.
at all. And really, we're trying to flavor the oil. So we slice all the vegetables, whichever way. You know, we talked about different techniques. We're using here the mandolin, gets it very thin for us and very, because the vegetables are going to stay really raw for us.
Oh, nice and crisp.
We have some very nice. We pick them young,
Yep.
in particular for the restaurant,
Lots sweeter that way and more tender.
and very pretty on the plate. So it's easy to put together very eye appealing dishes.
Sure.
And we have a very talented team there at the ranch in all different areas that we specialize in.
And you do a lot of special events over at the inn.
Do some retreats. We're a small property. We only have 9 rooms, very nicely appointed rooms. But
Very
we do
small.
we do some large weddings as well. So people can't all stay with us, but we can cater the event. So now we're going to prepare our snapper.
I love snapper.
It's very important that you get nice fresh fish. So you need a good fishmonger. In
Yeah.
Houston, we have wonderful purveyors that get us really good stuff out of the Gulf. So for this, we're going to cut sort of the nice little pavés, I like to say.
All
But
right.
at home, you don't have to trim off all the fish. And the fishmonger could do this for you. You could buy them easily filleted like this. These things here we can make into a fish soup or anything like that.
Little chef snacks.
Exactly. You can actually skin them and put them in a nice little crispy tempura batter.
Yeah,
With a
we'll do
nice-
that after.
Exactly.
So you're scoring the skin?
We're just going to score it a little bit so that then when we put it on the grill, get a little bit of heat in there, a little bit of flavor from the grill, and also the skin doesn't shrink up so much. So we're going to add a little bit of olive oil to this.
Would you use an extra virgin olive oil here or something a little lighter?
In this case, we got extra virgin olive oil. You can use something a little bit lighter if you have it available in your kitchen. But I think if for grilling and for things that we're going to put all on the plate like this, it's good to use a good oil because you want to be able to have a nice flavor there for it. So we're going to try out this little grill here.
This is a fantastic grill. You can feel the heat all the way over there.
We have some wonderful equipment here. We're very well equipped.
And actually, to speak about the equipment for a moment, I'm going to bring in our corporate chef here at Nordon, Mark Saboth. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Nicole. How are you?
Great to see you as always.
Thank you. Chef, how are you?
Nice to see you.
Thanks for having
Thank
us
you
here.
having
You're
us.
welcome. You're welcome.
So tell us, I think we wanted to talk about this Electrolux Combi oven.
Yes, has the ability to steam, has the ability to convective cook, has the ability to combi cook, which is a combination of heat and steam. And then we have the ability to program the oven, so you can save all your recipes. Hence, everyone can cook the same.
Yeah.
It takes the
Consistency
thoughtfulness.
is key.
Oh, it's huge.
Right.
Besides that, it has a great touchscreen display here. We can save and upload and download programs via USB.
Fantastic.
And last but not least, it likes to clean itself too when we set that up at the end of the day.
Well, that would definitely be my favorite feature. This is a great
Sure.
piece of equipment. And can you
Yes.
tell us a little bit about this grill here?
Well, this grill is part of our EM Power line by Electrolux. Each section, you can build your own suite as you want to in a line. And it almost looks like it's seamless. Everything is all put together really
Right.
nice. But besides the fact, it's a radiant charbroiler. It has very heavy-duty grills. It's a wonderful piece of equipment.
Well, it's very important for a grill to get nice and hot, and you can feel the heat radiating off of this thing, like all the way over here.
And I think, and it's only up 3/4 of the way. It's not even all the way on high.
It's a great setup that we have here, and Electrolux is a
Yeah.
wonderful company, partner with Relin Chateau also around the world.
Fantastic.
So they have wonderful equipment. But like you said, whenever you lay something out in a kitchen, the beauty is how you can put it together and have everything come and make life easier for you in the kitchen. This oven, I don't think there's any kitchen that doesn't have such an oven now in there. And if you don't have it, you should definitely get one because the things that you can do in there are amazing.
Absolutely. Well, Mark, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you having us here. And you'll come back to do the tasting?
Sure. I
Great.
wouldn't miss that.
Of course. We'll see you then.
Thank you, Chef.
Stay tuned for more from the Chef's Kitchen Restaurant Edition.
Cooking in Nordon is one of my most favorite things that I get to do when I get invited to the show, just because the equipment is so fantastic and they pretty much have everything you could possibly dream of as a chef.
Oh, wow. So we got nice grill marks on that.
We do, and it's always a little bit, don't worry about the skin being like that. We want the flavor on there, we want the skin on there. Some people move the skin to a side when they eat it anyway.
Yep.
And we're going to put all the vegetables on there to make the thing. So the main thing here is the flavor. We really want that grill flavor
Totally.
for the fish. And we want to be able to just make sure that, we're cooking it through, but not overcooking it. So now we're going to take a little bit of sherry vinegar and
See, chefs use that all the time on the show.
into our warm oil. We're going to put that into there. This is going to be our sauce for the fish and
Very
the vegetables.
light dish.
Very light, very flavorful. A little bit of pepper in there. And the idea is, we don't want to have the fish and the vegetables in that for too long, because it will continue to cook it with the vinegar in there.
Oh, sure.
And we want them to be nice and crispy, nice to go with it. And so I think we're just about ready to plate things up. The sauce is very important.
And I noticed, was that a bay leaf you put in there?
Put a little bit of bay leaf in from our garden as well. So we're just gonna nappe a little bit over there.
Nappe meaning just lay the sauce on top.
Just lay it on top.
Where did you learn how to cook?
I actually did an apprenticeship in my hometown of Sheffield, which isn't that famous for culinary arts, but we do have some very talented chefs come from there. And then I went off to the Savoy Hotel in London for a couple of years, which was a great time and a great learning experience.
Very nice.
And then I went over to Switzerland for a few years.
Wow, you've been all over the place.
And then I came to the United States of America one time with the Savoy Hotel London. And I wanted to come back, so I applied for some positions at Reliant Chateau Properties. And lo and behold, one in Lenox, Massachusetts, gave me a position, and I've been in the United States ever since.
Wonderful.
So the last thing that we're going to do, we're going to blanch some tomatoes.
All right.
We have some beautiful
Cherries.
carrots from our garden here.
Oh, look at
And then we're
those.
going to just clean those up.
These are just adorable.
And Farmer Steve, he likes to do multicolored carrots.
Yeah.
They are very healthy for you, but they're also very pretty on the plate.
When you say Farmer Steve, you're not referring to our director, Stephen.
No, he's welcome to come and help, I think, but we do have a Stephen that looks after the farm. He does a great job. And we have very talented people in the service and in the kitchen. And as I said, I'm just there for a short period of time, helping out as a friend. And, but I definitely have been, I've known the property for many years. Hopefully, if the big boss allows it, I'll stay around for a little bit longer because I really do enjoy the area. So on this one, because the carrots are so small, we're going to just use the gourd, which I recommend for this, even though it's a little tricky. You don't always get the best yield out of everything, but it is a lot safer for your fingers.
Definitely. And then what do you do with this?
We can eat that, or we can even just put it on like that. You don't have to do all the thin stuff.
I have to say, this tastes nothing like a grocery store carrot.
Well, thank you.
Now that was really quick. You had those in there for 5 seconds.
Really, that's all. They will keep cooking a little bit because we're not cooling them down this time as we move towards plating. But what I like to do is just break them open like that.
Oh, wow.
And then leave just a little bit of the skin on. And with it, we've got the vegetables just warming there in the little pan, but we're not cooking them. We just want them to warm through.
Do you ever utilize the carrot tops?
We do, yes. We use those up, sometimes braise them off, use them as little greens, or we puree them up into smoothies and things, or we'll use a couple of pieces just for a little bit of garnish on the fish.
They're
right
very
now.
pretty.
So shall we move down to
Please.
our plate with
Yes.
all our ingredients, and then we can hopefully put everything together.
Such beautiful colors in this dish. The peppers and the carrots and the fennel.
They are. And then, so we just want a little bit underneath, and the garlic is the nice cook thing, so it won't be too harsh in the garlic. Be careful with our fish. We've got beautiful flavor there.
Very
I can
delicate.
feel how firm that fish is
Yeah.
now. It's just nice, and I can feel it's very moist inside. You can have fun with
Sure.
food. When I'm cooking with the children at home, they love cooking and doing little things like this. And the little one will be like, "Can I place a few things around, Dada?"
Oh, that's great. And you have 2 children?
I have 2 little girls.
Wonderful.
Yeah, they're very, very good at cooking, and are growing up very fast.
Take after their father.
I'm not sure. I think they're better than me. The little one is the sweetest pizza maker ever.
Oh, nice. And how old is she?
She's 9.
Wow.
She loves making pizza. She loves having her friends over when we do pizza parties. The girls all make their own pizza skins.
That's so fun.
So once we get to a stage like this, we're going to add back onto it our tomato. This is the sauce, so you can do that in any way that you want. And we need to keep tasting things always when we're putting things together.
Of course.
Just taste that. I did very little with that. I think it needs just a touch more salt, but we're going to put a little bit of the Maldon on top to give it that crunch. And not everybody likes the salt as much as me, but
I like salt.
the flavors are amazing there.
Really
All
good.
we did was just dice up some very good tomatoes, added a little bit of great olive oil.
The herbs. It really speaks to the quality of the ingredients in these tomatoes. I haven't eaten a tomato this good since I picked one out of my backyard last September.
Well, that's good to hear. And we've got a few little
beautiful.
flowers from the garden, so a little bit of pea flowers, rosemary flowers in there. We have...
Oh, how beautiful. This is really farm-to-table cooking. You
That's
hear
it.
that
That's how
word
it-
thrown around, that phrase, but not everybody's doing it like this.
Exactly, and we're very fortunate. Yeah. So, we can hardly see the fish now, so that's important that someone finds the fish in there, but there's a little bit of surprise. But I think it really, really does show off the Inn at Dos Brisos and what we have coming out of the garden. And now we could add a little bit of fennel herb to it also to garnish it and to add flavor to it. This is where the girls would come in handy. The little one would be going all out with this. And my eldest daughter is
Wow.
very artsy, so she
She enjoys the plating.
exactly, she'd
Yeah.
be helping out and doing all these things. So
This is really, I mean, this takes it a step further from farm to table. This is seed to table.
it sure is. So
Absolutely
we should actually
beautiful.
try it and see if
Yeah, let's bring it over.
see if the flavors
over here.
work together.
Jonathan, this looks like such a lovely dish. And we're going to bring Mark back in.
Thank you. You're very kind.
Give you a
Would
fork.
go nice with
You
a
a fork,
nice
come
glass
Thank you
Mark.
very much.
of wine. We have a lovely wine cellar at the
It
property
would.
as well.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Tell me a little more about your wine cellar.
So our owner is an avid winey, so
Gotta get in.
we stock up a couple of thousand bottles on property, and we have the Wine Spectator Award of Excellence for our
Fantastic.
offerings and worldwide offerings. Bon appetit.
Please,
chef.
have some. Well, I have to say the snapper is cooked perfectly, and the vegetables are just so light and so fresh and so flavorful.
Well,
It
that's-
really is
that's
nice.
very kind of you to say that.
To have all of these wonderful ingredients to work with, you're very lucky.
Delicious.
agree?
Yes.
It's just so fresh. That's really the most I have to say about it. It's so fresh, so light and delicious. Well, Chef, it was wonderful to have you here on the Chef's Kitchen today. Come back and see us again.
Thank you.
And Mark, as always, thank you for having us here at Nordon.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure.
You too.
Nordon is special because we have everything in-house under one roof. So when somebody sees a brochure, they come to Nordon and Nordon brings it to life.
The equipment is so fantastic, and they pretty much have everything you could possibly dream of as a chef.
The typical Nordon customer comes to us for equipment expertise.
The equipment is top-notch. The variety of products that they have is incredible.
When you come here and I see 4 things that I want or need.
If you need something in the Philadelphia, Delaware Valley area, Nordon is your #1 choice. You won't be disappointed.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you for having me on the show. It's wonderful to be here. What a wonderful kitchen that we have set up here at Nordon. This is one of the most beautiful sets I've worked on, and the equipment is fantastic, and that's the key to everything.